Okay, well today I am really excited. I want to feature this die set. It's called Sweets Galore, and I have been anticipating getting this because I just think it is so cute. So I am going to show you a few little things that I made, and we will use some of them today. I just want to show you some of the options. It's just, there's so much. Oh, I'm glad to hear you're doing great, Jackie. Hi, Tamitha. I just think there's so much that you can do with this that I just thought I'd show you a couple of just a few ideas, just the tip of the iceberg again. So let me go ahead and flip my camera view. Can you see all the bits and pieces, all of the many, many things to play with? So this die set, let me move these out of the way for a second. But the Sweets Galore die set has a lot of dies, I will say that. And one thing I will tell you for myself, I am not, okay, I learned a few things playing with this that I'll pass along to you. So it just kind of depends on what, who said hello?
Shiloh Moody.
Shiloh?
Yeah.
Hi, Shiloh. Okay, so you can see there's a ton of little pieces, and most of them are disconnected from each other, but this one came like this. So unless you want to have little cutout hearts in your little chocolate or your little truffle or whatever you want this to be, you're going to want to cut that out. But what I thought I would do, when I cut these out, as you can see, mine's not all disconnected, just this one is. I kept mine together because I figured I want to use this set a lot. So I just cut it out, and then I will show you what I did once I did that. If you're somebody who makes cards in bulk and likes to kind of work ahead, this might be a good option. So I cut them out, and then I divided them up according to what they are. So this has like the little, all the things to make this little candy here. So it's got these 3 cutouts, and it looks like the truffle, all of the things to make the little truffle. That one, and that one. And then I just, you can see I've done that with several. I try to keep the ones that have a lot of pieces to the actual item separate from each other so you have less to deal with. But anyway, I just keep them in these little bags because I will use them. And then I just, if you are more of a making a 1 card at a time kind of person, I would suggest cutting out, let's just do one. So like this peppermint has this piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece. So I would just keep those pieces together because you don't need to really separate all of them. None of them are so big that you can't, I mean, I'm not too worried about conserving my paper that much. I'll just put the extras in because eventually they'll get used up. But if you are, then that is your prerogative. But I just wanted to show you, if you're like me, I am clumsy. I lose things if I'm not careful. So I'm just going to tell you, for me, that's a better route than cutting each one out. Who said that?
Jackie.
Oh, thanks, Jackie. So yeah, and also it makes it a little less confusing because there are so many pieces to this. It makes it a little bit less confusing to know what goes with what. Because they're all pretty close to wherever they need to go. So like, this is a good example of that right here. And it may have actually a couple more pieces in it too, but because I don't, no, let's just look. If you're wondering where everything goes, you've got this lovely guide. So see, I can see that these 2 little guys go with that too. So this one is a set. And I'm not going to cut this whole thing right now. I'll just cut this one that I started kind of bending. And then this one's going to be a set. So that tells me that all those little dies go to that particular chocolate. See how they fly? That's how I know I have to be careful. And then just make sure you don't get yourself on the little pieces left behind. Just cut those down so they're out of your way and they don't hurt you. Of course, you're probably more coordinated than I am. Okay, and then we'll just cut this just because I don't even have to cut it. See? So we'll do the other ones another time. But you can see the basic gist. So I already have them all cut out. I already have done a lot of assembling. I'm just going to show you a few and then we'll create something with them. Because I was like a die cutting fool. I cut them all out. I told you I didn't even separate it. I just went through several papers. So we're not going to do all of this, I promise. Don't get scared. So I'm going to pick out a few of these just to kind of highlight some of the things you can use. I think these are kind of fun. I have to say, I think the donuts and the cake pops, I don't know, there's so many cute ones. Look how cute the little hard candy is, the little peppermint. So many cute little guys. I'm just going to show you.
You might want to show them to the camera a little more.
All right.
Hold on to the camera a little bit.
I will do that in just a second. I'm just going to get a few of them out. You can see there's little cakes. I just turned mine the other way so that I could have them going both directions. And then I will go over some of the things that I used over the top of them. And like I said, this is the tip of the iceberg. You guys will probably post things in on the Brutus Monroe fan page that I'll just be going, oh, how clever. I wish I would have thought of that. Okay, so you've seen more than we're going to use. You can see there's all kinds of fun things. I'm just going to get them out so that as I kind of go over what I used for them, I can just have one out that I can point at quickly.
Michelle says adores.
Aren't these fun, Michelle? And like I said, I just made a whole bunch of them and figured I'd just keep them around for little embellishments that I can pull out when I want to. I mean, chocolate is year-round, right?
Brandon likes the hard candy and the donuts.
Who likes them?
Brandon.
Brandon, I do too. I like them all. These little cute things, what are they, truffles or? I don't know what they are, but they look good. They look like they'd be tempting to me. Okay, so let's go with this one first. This one and this one. So these little guys are so cute with the
sprinkles on the donuts are dies.
The sprinkles on the donuts are actually something that Brutus Monroe carries. And I grabbed this first because it is one of my personal favorites too. They look just like sprinkles, don't they? And they are called clay sprinkles. And Darren will put the link up to those. These little things are so dang cute. And so I will show you what I used. Now on this one I believe I just used glue on this little guy. So let's just make one right now. I've got all the pieces. Let's see, we used this guy. Oh, did I grab the wrong bottom to that? No, it's right there. I'm just blind. Okay, so we've got the bottom, the icing, the little swirly thing, and
Jackie said those are awesome.
Aren't they fun? I love them. They're just...
Donna says hi.
Hi, Donna. Thanks for joining us today. We need our little heart for the top of that. So I will show you, we'll do that one and we'll do that donut because they're pretty fast and pretty easy. So we need our pink donut and our pink frosting. Now, one thing I really like when I'm using anything that I want to add like a lot of glitter or a lot of just fun little bits and pieces too. Oh, excuse me. I really like Ranger carries. Well, we carry Rangers. Yeah, Rangers Glossy Effects. Is that what it's called? Nope, Glossy Accents. I could not remember the name to save my life. So it's Glossy Accents, and it's just a clear glaze that I will show you. And I actually bought mine under a different, it's the same product, I believe, but it's just under a different label. And it came, I purchased this little tip separately. So I don't know. I think Ranger probably has something like this too. I would definitely check that out. Okay. So we're just going to put a bunch of this on.
Says hi.
Donna did?
Another Donna.
All right, so do I have Donna R and Donna?
Yep.
Hello, Donnas. So we're just gonna put a bunch of this on, and I try not to have a lot of bubbles in it. Sometimes that's easier than others. Kind of settles after a minute anyway. But we're just going to, I'm not covering the whole icing, just kind of highlighting it. But I do put a generous amount because I want my sprinkles to stay on there, filling up any of the little holes. So that should be plenty for that. And then, just like my Barely Art glue, I have to put the lid on right away. So we're just gonna take some of our little sprinkles, and we are just, you know, I'm just kind of gonna unceremoniously sprinkle my sprinkles. I am sure there are people who are more meticulous about where they put their sprinkles. I kind of like letting them fall where they may. I'm just feeling risky like that today. I know, go wild, right? Okay, so now I'm just gonna take, I just have a little piercing tool that I'll just kind of move them around with. Just kind of push them in just so that I know that they're gonna stay. And that does take a little while to dry. Probably a good hour, a good solid hour. But it will dry, and this one's been dry for overnight, and you can see it's still glossy. And so that's kind of fun if you don't want to have any sprinkles at all, if you want it to look more like icing. This is a great thing to do that with. So Darren is putting up the link to the Glossy Accents. We'll just move this guy out of the way. Super easy. I'm going to move it where it can dry. We'll use the dry one on our project today. And then this little guy, super easy. The nice thing is the dies kind of guide you. And also, honestly, the picture on the front of the dies, I had no problem. It was pretty easy to see where everything went if I looked at that.
Donna likes all these goodies.
I know, don't they look good? I agree, Donna. And then we'll just glue this little guy. You can make it look more like a reflection, or more like, I just was kind of making it look like white chocolate on dark chocolate. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so drawn to this set, is there's just, the possibilities are so endless. You can just envision whatever you want. All right, so we're gonna stick that right there. And now we can add, I'm just gonna use my glue for this one. And I will be a little bit more strategic, I guess, with where I put my sprinkles. And this does dry pretty clear, so. All right, so let's get a couple of those out. This is one of those occasions where you'll be glad to have a detail grabber, and that's what this little guy is. Has kind of a waxy end that will allow your embellishments to stick to it, especially if you have big hands like I do. My hands are not very delicate, but they get the job done. So it looks like we need one more little guy on there, maybe two. Let's do another pink one up here. Well, maybe not. Let's do this blue one if I can let this one go now. That is one long orange sprinkle. And honestly, I think you can just cut these. Probably can just break them. Yeah. Cut it down to the size you want. I think there's enough room right there that we can use the other end of our detail grabber to just kind of roll it in there. And we'll just share that glue because there's enough there for two. All right, so we'll let that little guy dry. We'll set that aside. So now you know how to get the little sprinkles on and have them stay. You have options for sure. Now I'll tell you, when I did these little, they're just little basic chocolate drops. I actually, on this one, did I use it? Yeah. I just used a little bit of the finishing glaze just because I felt like it kind of sealed it up better, made it lay flatter. And this one has a little bit of gloss. It's not super high shine, but just enough that it makes it look like chocolate. Can you kind of see that? See if I can put it more towards the light. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, so that's something you can use. And I just applied mine with a paintbrush. This one, in fact. So we can do that really quick. We'll just do one of those. Looks like the red one's right on top, so we'll just do the red one. And again, I just referenced the cover to kind of see where to place my little drizzle. And definitely if you have something with a fine tip as far as your glue goes, it will make your life way easier. So highly suggest that if you've got a glue pen or something with a fine tip like this. Definitely helpful.
Yeah, Michelle says it looks great.
Thanks, Michelle. I think this is one of those sets. It has a lot of pieces, so it kind of is one that could sit for a little while if you don't crack it out right away. But once you get going on it, oh my goodness, it's fun. So look how easy that is. You could make them look like gumdrops. If you just wanted to leave the swirl off and just use glitter glaze, or that's what this finishes here, is just glitter glaze. Or you could just use some of the glossy accents and add some glitter, which is what I did there. You actually could probably use the glaze. If you wanted to put the glitter on while the glaze is still wet, it would stick to that as well. So we have another one of those. I'll just let that dry. And I think, let's see. What I used on this little guy is I used something that is on clearance right now. I think it's on clearance. It's on sale anyway. What?
Michelle asked what you use on the brown donut that looks like pretty plastic.
On the brown donut. This one? Oh, yeah. We'll get to that one too. But the dots on this, I'll just do them at the same time. And then I used it for dots here, and I just kind of made a little design inside the heart. Don't know if you can see that. But I used the Chroma Pen. And this is only $2 right now. So pick one up because this kind of thing is perfect. And now I'll tell you what I used here. I used it on the donut and I used it on the little cake pot. Did you find the Shimmer Flakes, honey?
Yes, I did.
Perfect. Okay, so these are Shimmer Flakes, and they just add fun little details. You can use them in shaker cards. You can use them like we did here. They just are a fun way to add. You've got like your little sugar or whatever you want to call it here. You can use them for snow. They're a really fun embellishment to work with and really easy to work with. And I use
micro pearls.
Oh, micro pearls would be really cute. Really, really cute. I used the glossy accents to stick it onto this one. And I think on this one as well. So that's all I did for those. And we already did a donut, so I don't think I need to show you how to do that. I can show you the pieces. I just, you know, I want to keep your interest. I don't want to bore you with making every single one. But you can see how easily they line up. Here's the frosting or chocolate or whatever you want to call it. And here's your little stick. Super simple. And you know, you can use other things. I mean, you don't have to stick to like the little heart on whatever one I have. I know I have one with a heart on it. There it is. I just grabbed it from one of the other sets. Obviously, you want to utilize everything and just do what you want. Create your own ending, right? You can do all kinds of fun things.
Donna said she just got some of the Shimmer Flakes and she loves them.
Aren't they fun, Donna? I love them. The Shimmer Flakes are really fun. And also, Gina Crotchfelt, she always uses the Fabulous Fibers. And those are one of those things I sometimes forget to use. But when I do, I'm always like, ooh, these are so fun. And then remember, if you're anything like me, whenever I do like the ATC kit, or just any kinds of kits or whatever, I always end up with just a little bit of something left, but then I forget to go back and use it. So when I was looking for different things to use, I found that I had a cute little jar of embellishments I got in an ATC kit, and it was just these little confetti hearts, which I thought were perfect for that. Let's do a peppermint and then we'll move on, because I think we've covered, unless there's one you want me to explain, then I think they kind of are, you can kind of see how to do them. But I'll just show you one of these because I think they're really fun and really easy. So let's do the one that looks like a peppermint. We'll stick with the classic. So you've got a solid background, and then you've got one that's got the little cutouts, which is kind of fun because you could, if you wanted to cut this out of vellum, that would be really cute too. I kind of like the crisp blue against the red and white. We'll just line that up. Super easy to line it up against the circle. It fits just right. Especially if you have your glasses on. So now we'll put this, I think it's easiest to just stick it over the top, but there are many ways you could do it. You could put it underneath. Like if you did this in vellum, you could put this part underneath it and that would be cute too. And we'll just add that to this. And I'm just going to put my pen right back in. Oh wow, that pen went in so much easier.
Donna said the fact that you can find the tips is awesome. I put mine in a safe place and I can never find them.
Oh, Donna, I've been looking for some magnets that I set aside for, now my son needs them. I haven't used them and I thought, oh, I'll just put that aside. And no, I have not been able to figure out where I put those. What I need to do is if I just go buy him some, then I'll find them, right? Okay, so now we're just going to add again. Let's just use some of this because this is all ready to go. You could also use the glaze on this and it would work. I actually almost wonder if it would work better. Or you could use glitter glaze on this. You could use the finishing glaze, or you could use just glitter glaze straight up. Which I kind of wonder if that's what I did when I did that one, because this seems thicker than that. But hey, we'll go with what is right now. All right. And now we'll just sprinkle that with some of our, this is called Sparkling Snowflake. And it's just a really pretty glitter. All right, so now that guy can dry. Now I think we need to just get moving on our project, because I think you've seen everything, unless there's something that you want to see. I just used a little spatula and my glitter glaze just where I wanted to have it. You could even put glitter glaze on your paper and let it dry and then die cut it if you wanted to. There's lots of methods that work all just fine. And now I thought it would be fun to make a treat box. I'm kind of a sucker for treats. I love to give little treats out. And so I thought, well, let's just make a little treat. So
the top pieces could be embossed with some shine too.
Absolutely, yes. Embossing, you could use chroma glaze. You could use all kinds of fun stuff. In fact, the candy coat would be fun to use on these too. So let's just glue this down. I'm trying to decide if it would be easier to glue it flat. We're about to find out. All right, so I'm just going to take my glue again.
You're off camera.
That's all right. I'm not really doing anything important right now. Okay, so I'm going to use this. And I'm not going to cut this down because I kind of like the frame around the sides. We'll see how that works. I may wish I had, but let's find out. You guys up for an adventure?
What is that from?
It's just something I had in my stash. This die cut. So do you store your dies? I like to store, like if I don't use a die cut, I like to just store it with my dies so that I can use it if I want to on a different project. Because yeah, it doesn't always work out for the project that you intend it for. All right, so let's see if we can kind of center that on there. At least fake it as well as we can.
Michelle says, love crafty adventures with you.
Oh, Michelle, you're so sweet. I love crafty adventures with you too. Thanks for being my adventure buddy. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to the sides a little bit because this glue dries really pretty fast. But let's just give this every chance.
Donna said me too.
Oh, Donna, thank you. Crafting should be an adventure. Sometimes the adventures are more fun than other times. Sometimes they can be frustrating, but honestly, if you've forgotten to have fun while you're crafting, then that's very unfortunate. Make sure you're having fun. That's why we craft. Okay, so now we've got a good base. And just because it's bugging me, I'm going to just fold it up. Just to kind of bring the bulk in a little bit, so I don't feel like it's in my way so much. Now these little boxes are something that you can find on the Brutus Monroe site. I love them. I've used them several times on projects. You might know that I adore these things and that I am a sucker for treat boxes. So Brutus Monroe carries these boxes and they carry some little pillow boxes. These come in green and they come in this, I think it's holly. I can tell you for sure if I can find the packaging on my scary table right now. Just red?
Just red.
They come like this. They come with 5 boxes, and they're just adorable. How fun for little treats. And this is what they look like when they're all folded up. And I love this size. I feel like it's a good size for a treat because it's not this ginormous thing that you have to fill forever. You don't have to buy a whole bag of candy to fill one little treat. But it's substantial enough that you can put like cookies or goodies in there. It's not as limited. I really like it. Okay, so let's pick out some fun things to work with here. I think we definitely want a cake pop on here. I think that's the most fun cake pop, and I think this is the most fun donut. So I think we'll make sure those both get on there. And I think we need, let's see. Should we put a piece of cake on there? We'll see, that's kind of getting lost.
Perfect for a big cupcake.
That would be perfect for a cupcake. We've got our little truffle. I like that one. Yeah, I like that one the best. Let's see. Let's add. We want to go all the way across. This is going to be loaded up with goodies. These two, I haven't really shown you these, but one thing that I think would be really fun to do with these is foil. Can you imagine foil on these? They'd look like those little toffees. I always loved those little toffees. I haven't seen them around recently, but I remember eating those when I was little. My mom and dad used to go to the grocery store and they'd get those big Brock's. Do you remember when Brock's was in all of the grocery stores in those bins? And it didn't happen often. I mean, we didn't eat candy like sometimes. Sometimes it wasn't as readily available as it is nowadays. Let's just put it that way.
Great idea.
What was that?
That was a great idea with the foil.
Oh, thanks, Michelle. But my mom and dad had 5 kids, and I'm the youngest. And like I said, we didn't have a ton of candy around, but every so often, my mom and dad would go to that Brock's thing.
Dawn said her favorite is a lollipop.
They are cute lollipops, aren't they? And then they would fill a bag, and then we would get to pick one by one. I can't imagine how long that took, especially because that was like the decision of a lifetime. You had to make the right choice of which candy you wanted because, you know, this was life or death. But yeah, we would go around and pick which ones we wanted. And I used to love those little, they were like little Neapolitan coconut things. Do you guys remember those? I haven't seen those in forever. But yeah, it was.
Brutus also has wax paper.
Yes, wax paper would be really cute. What a cute idea! See, I told you you guys would come up with ideas of your own that were gonna blow mine out of the water. All right, I'm trying to decide if this is too much. What do you guys think? I think it needs to be loaded.
Jackie said she loves the coconut candy.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's good stuff. It is good stuff. Okay, do we need, I'm trying to decide if we need more, if we need less. I think we don't want to put too much more because I think we're going to lose, everything will lose its charm if we get too much on there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm going to use that. I really want to use that guy. So maybe we'll do something like this. And move this guy over a little bit. You know me, I have to fuss with it. So let's start with that.
Alice said yes, I broke my braces on one of those.
You broke your braces? Darren?
Shiloh.
Shiloh, you broke your braces on those. Oh no, do you still like them? Or did that kind of ruin them for you? Yeah, I bet dentists don't like those candies very much. Okay, so we'll start assembling this. decide, I know I want to add a little bit of ribbon.
She said she still likes them.
She still likes them. Well, they're pretty good things.
She said it's a cute box.
Isn't this box fun? It's just the right size. Like I said, it's just cute. Okay, I'm trying to decide now if we want to put our stuff on the top of the ribbon or underneath. Let's put it on the top because I don't want to, well, sorry. Again, I have to just kind of play for a second. Do we want it there or do we want to tie it up at the top?
Jackie asked, is your craft room all organized?
You know what? It is getting there. My craft room is almost organized. I've got some shelves in here, but I've just got those last few things, and all it takes is doing a project for me to kind of undo everything and have to go back to square one sometimes. Maybe that would be cute. Let's see if we want to just do...
I responded to that with a laughy face.
Yeah, Darren knows. It's getting there. As soon as I have it all the way organized, I think I should do just a little tour. It's nothing fancy like some people's, but it works for me. It's fancier than some I've had. And functional. That's all right. I'm not doing anything amazing, guys. I'm just cutting the ends of my ribbon. I think we need a ribbon on both. So, I kind of like the ribbon sticking out on the sides. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to create my own ending on that. All right. So the house that we bought has a detached garage that eventually we want to create a studio in there, but that's a couple years down the road. But trust me when I say I got some plans and some dreams for that space.
Michelle said, how about a side bow so that you can open and close without untying?
A side bow, like right here? We'll play with that. I'm open-minded.
Donna says, my craft room is all nice and organized until I started to create in there, and now I can't find her desk.
That is a good sign that you've been having some creative moments. I know, because the thing is if everything worked the first time you try something...
Michelle did through the hole on the side.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep, I hear you. I hear you, Michelle. If everything worked out on your first try, you wouldn't have everything out. But if you're like me, sometimes it takes multiple tries to get something just how I like it. All right, I believe we had this guy over here. And let's just go that far for now. I think for this we'll use foam for some of it because I like the way that foam sticks. Foam just stays in place, makes it easy. So on the little blue one, we'll use some of our double-sided easy tear tape, which also sticks very well. But when you're kind of putting things in front of other things, I really like adding a little more dimension. So let's try this guy this way. Well, I think I might try it this way now that I say that. And then we'll put, let's see, we had our donut and we had our cake pop. So let's put our foam on those. And I just realized that I neglected to thank Darren. Thanks, Darren, for moderating. He's such a good sport about it. He actually, he's just enjoys your company too. So we have fun doing it. All right. There we go. And we'll put some foam on this one. And I think foam on this one. Yeah, if you can get a hold of the little tab, it does make it easier. But if you break it off because you're in a hurry or you're live, it can be a little more challenging. All right, we'll stick that guy in right there, I think. Kind of want him coming in at an angle. We don't want everything straight up and down. And I think it's just the right size for a foam dot. But we probably should get a little bit more variety in our depth.
We rented the craft room some because the little dog likes to taste the paper corners.
Oh, aren't dogs fun in the craft room? Mine steals my washi tape. He'll steal it right out of the bucket. And I'll see in his little dog bed, I'll see just a chewed up roll of washi. These little goobers. All right. That one I'm not going to try to get on there. That one's a lost cause. Okay. Let's just put let's put a glue dot on this one. Sometimes a glue dot is just nice and convenient. And I like that they're forgiving, you know? Can rearrange to your heart's desire. And heaven knows I like to rearrange mine.
Don't suggest discovered washi tape yet.
Hopefully your washi is safe for a while. All right, I think we need this one last guy and we will have it.
Dawn said you can't let Davey in her craft room or she chased him through the house to get what he took.
Oh, Davey. That's funny. Okay, let's try. I like Michelle's idea to do this on the side. Michelle has made a treat box or two in her time, huh, Michelle? I love grosgrain ribbon, but I do think it's harder to make pretty bows with sometimes.
Michelle said in mass quantities.
Yes. Michelle, you are awesome. Michelle is always making things for people. All right. think just about have it. If I can get my bow to cooperate, I think I need to turn it a little bit. Yeah, there we go. All right. So you could add a little tag if you wanted to. You could add a little sentiment right here if you wanted to. But just super fun, super simple. I think my bow is a little bit too big. We need to make it just a little smaller so that we don't cover the box too much. I like big bows and I cannot lie, but I also want to be able to see that. Isn't this fun? It's just... Oh, thank you so much, you guys. So I highly suggest it. I just sat in front of the TV and just made a whole bunch of these. And like I said, look at all these I have. I can make tags and cards using all of these little remnants. And I have no doubt that I'll use them. They're just, I mean, they're all year long. You could use these. And depending on what you use... Who said that?
Michelle.
Oh, Michelle. I am sure you sit there and tie bows for some time after. One other fun thing you can do is you can just add a little button if you wanted to. I'm kind of thinking we need to. Now that I said that. I just have to see if I have twine handy. If I don't, I might not do it. Let's look and see. I had some up here. I do. I have a little piece of embroidery floss.
Adorable, and Jackie says super cute.
Aw, thank you so much. You guys are so sweet. You always make me feel so good. So, looks like I'm going to need to use my dental flosser for my threading of my button. So, one just really easy way to finish off a project is to just add a little button to your bow.
I can't see what you're doing.
And these little flossers are just really, really useful. Now I just have to put it in the right way. I went the wrong direction. They're really useful and they're really helpful, but you have to do it right. So I'm just going to go up through the, down I should say, through the front. And then you can do several different things to finish that off. You can actually, oops, I thought I had it pulled all the way through. Hang on one sec. There we go. You can cheat, which I often do. I'll just tie a bow right there and just stick it right there. Or you can use the thread to actually tie the bow around it. But I'm not that coordinated, so I'm just going to tie a bow. Actually, you know what? I'm going to even just tie a knot. I think that'll work just as well. But it does look cute too if you just tie another bow on top of it. But this has a lot going on already. I don't want the bow to be the main focal point. We've got all that fun stuff going on already down at the bottom of our box. So we'll just stick that on there. There. I feel like that just kind of makes it look a little bit more finished. So we've got our little box. I'm holding this up so you can kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Gauge. That was the word I was looking for. So you can kind of gauge the size of the box. Just super fun, super easy. I wouldn't say it's super fast, but I would say it's super worth it. I think that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me today. And we will do something fun next week. Same time, same day of the week. Thanks. I'll see you next week.